Welcome back to the Captain's Log. Jay Larson is my guest, guys. We are catching up on old times. Had no clue that we have a million
old times. You don't even have new times.
Well, it's good because the old times weren't us together. I don't know if you could put up with me that long. That's the problem.
We'll find out. I got a feeling you're probably right.
There's Stoneham Wakefield rivals in the car today. This is the Captain's Log. You're going to see Jay Larson live at Off the Hook Comedy Club. He's here all weekend long. We basically grew up next to each other, and I didn't even know this was a thing. How could that be?
Because you're not an inept, or you're I don't even know the right word. I don't know why. I didn't even know. You should have known. How did you not know? Like, oh, that guy's from Boston, and then done some research. Like, obviously you didn't need to.
I didn't know. I know Nick DiPaolo. So what other guys?
I didn't start comedy in Boston, so you're gonna have to do this because I can't find you.
I'll show you how to do it.
I started comedy in LA. So
yeah, in LA you started.
Yeah,
and you didn't do anything back when you were home.
No, I graduated college, and then I saved money so that I could move to LA. And then I moved, and then that's it.
How did you start comedy and leave Boston? I mean, you had so much great comedy there.
I didn't know I was going to. Just knew I wanted to make movies. I wanted to write and act. Yeah, so I was like, I got to get to LA. And then comedy kind of found me.
Do you share it to your Jay Larson?
Yeah,
or Jay Larson Comedy?
Jay Larson.
This one?
Yeah.
Why do you have Jay Larson and Jay Larson Comedy?
Because there are people out there that are trying to do stuff with you, and they're like, oh, let me start you a new page. And you're like, I don't really want a new page.
Oh, well,
and then they're like, yeah, you need it. I'm like, well, there's 22,000 followers on that page. Why wouldn't we just stick with that page?
Well, let me take you. I'll show you how that works. By the way, that's another business I do.
How many businesses do you have?
I run Martin Lawrence's page and all these guys, and we do viral videos.
Oh, okay.
So we'll talk about it. It'll be fun.
Can't even deal with you.
Well, we're from the same place. You know how it is. It's a hustle. You got.
Why does this front of the? Why does it say the Captain's Edition?
That's what happens when you get like 10 of these in a row. You get the Captain's Edition. Infinity takes care of it.
They put that in there.
The whole car says Captain's Edition.
You are out of your mind, dude.
I know. It's pretty crazy, right?
Have you always been this out of your mind?
Pretty much.
Is this what happens? You start the show and then it becomes about you?
No, this is all about you. I want to know about your life. I want to know how you became a comedian. I want to know how it was playing baseball at Stoneham High against the freaking Wakefield Warriors. I got
the Warriors.
Steve Pacheco's on there. What's up, buddy? This guy, he was on the team, the game that beat Fisher almost threw the no-hitter.
Never started I told you this earlier, my baseball coach just wasn't a fan of my game.
He didn't like it.
God, no.
But you went on to play at St. A's.
You know, in that game though, that Fish almost did that no-no, I was playing right, but he threw such gas that when righties were up,
absolutely,
and you played right field, I would move up and play like halfway. And dudes would like barely get around, and I threw a dude out at first.
Yeah,
in that game.
I think in that game, right?
In that game,
absolutely.
Yeah, that's so crazy, dude. You couldn't be more townies than we are right now. Talking about high school games.
You know, I talked to Bob Marley, and we had a Boston talk-off. Like, what was the more Boston thing you could say? Yeah. We had a blast. It was so funny.
That dude's the best.
But right now, my accent, is it coming out more? Because yours, as soon as I started hearing you on the radio, I was like...
Yeah, because of you.
Is that what it is?
I got in the car and you started saying, I'm like, Jesus, dude. Because I knew that you were from... I knew you went to Endicott because of my boy Todd.
Oh.
And that's why I was holding that for the podcast.
Didn't say shit.
No, I was holding off for the podcast, bro.
So did he tell you, oh my God, you're going off the hook?
He goes, you're going down there. He goes, say what's up to Captain Brien for me. We went to college together. And so I was like, all right, so I'll hold out. And then once we got in the car and started exchanging everyone we knew, I'm like, well, let me hold this for the podcast. Little did I know I'd be driving in the car doing it.
Oh, my God. So Todd in college had this, I think they called it Club Ocho. They had, like, number 8 was their townhouse. And we were 101. So we were called Rocker 101. And it was always between Todd's place and our place, who had the biggest parties on campus.
You know, I started writing a movie. You know Pete Holmes?
Yeah.
I started writing a movie with Pete Holmes based off of Endicott College.
Oh my God.
And the title was called Ratio. And it was about
I was the first class.
I know. What do you think you know? I know it all, bro.
Dude, the ratio was like 50 to 1. And I literally I outdid the ratio every year. It was amazing. It was amazing. We used to call it, instead of Endicott, we used to call it Rent-A-Cot. Or it would be called, what else do we say? So, I don't know. It was so great, though.
Yeah, that was just crazy. I remember being like, and you guys had like good sports teams. I'm like, how were you guys possibly having good sports teams?
Because what happened was, so we were the land of the misfits. We literally, what happened was the first few years, they recruited all the kids that couldn't go to like grade schools because we had no grades.
Yeah.
And they just let us in.
Yeah.
And so all the misfit kids.
Dummies, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was
like unintelligent.
No, we were very intelligent. We just didn't put the best foot forward.
Yeah.
We had a kid, we were such misfits that we had a kid that one day showed up normal, and the next day he shaved his head and he had flames his entire head. And then about 3 weeks into the practice, he goes, Coach, I can't make it for the next few weeks. I'm going to be on trial. He was on trial for murder. Yeah, that's how crazy our team was.
Oh, could he play ball?
Like a mofo, dude.
Didn't you guys like win like 25 games?
Yeah, we did. We did. And that year, I won 11 games my freshman year.
Pitching?
Yeah, I was 11-3.
First of all, who is throwing out their freshman in college stats right now?
I know, that's crazy though. It was a good.
Did you pitch at Wakefield?
Yeah. I pitched my junior and senior year. I pitched, but my sophomore year I hurt myself. I played the outfield a little bit.
Yeah.
11-3,
baby. That's a good record.
It's like still a number 2 or 3.
First of all, the fact that you just said like number 2 or 3 means it probably is 100% because you check every year to make sure some kid doesn't take you out.
But there's a couple guys that are pretty damn good, man. That's amazing. So yeah, that was the whole thing. How we were good is because we couldn't go anywhere else.
Yeah.
We could have went, like a lot of kids could have went and played. I could have played in some places, but I couldn't get in.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't get in, bro.
How did you not have good grades? You have 25 businesses.
You know how I didn't have good grades? That was the last thing on my agenda in life.
I swear
I didn't even.
Every conversation that's come up so far today, you have we were driving. I go, man, look at these bushes. Like, yeah, I trim all the bushes in South Florida. I got a business. I do trimming.
That in high school, I didn't carry a pen or a paper. I never read a book. One time, I did a book report on.
But you had your own business.
Yeah, I had 2. I did 2.
What was the other business?
So my parents were in the florist business.
Yeah.
You knew that.
Yeah.
And because they were in the florist business, during seasonal, like for Valentine's Day, I sold flowers, roses, and Easter lilies, and Halloween corn stalks and pumpkins, and I had like this artist paint pumpkins. But then the racket is that all the teachers at all the schools used to go through me for their orders, and I had a little minivan. I would take all the orders down on like a little form, and the teachers would fill it all out, and then each day I would deliver like at a certain school, and the teachers would come out and pay me. And so that was like that was my go-to move.
Were you cut in class to deliver flowers?
Yeah, I was. I went like 3 classes. I had like
every teacher was like, "Who gives a shit if he fails? This kid's gonna be a success."
That's what happened. That's how it worked.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, but unbelievable. When you got in the car, first of all, I don't know, how did you keep it a secret, you son of a bitch? Like, you didn't say nothing until like 10 minutes into the drive.
Because slow play, bro. You gotta slow play.
Oh, you didn't want to bust it out on me.
I'm the guy that, like, if I was in Italy in Florence, and then I went into like a tiny little cafe and I saw a friend from high school, I wouldn't even freak out. I'd just walk up and be like, "Hey, what are you getting, a latte?" Like, that's what I would do, because it's way more fun. I know that the world, everyone says this, oh my God, it's such a small world. It's not. Everything is just connected the way it's supposed to be connected. So I just never freak out. And I'm always just, it's more fun to just be like, stay calm and then shock you later, you know.
It is. It is. It's hitting me. Like, it's hitting me. But the weird part is it's almost, I bet you half the comics that come through here somehow have ties to either my hometown in Boston or their whole family lives in Naples. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
It happens half the time.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Like, it's a wild.
It's, you know, it's probably you.
So who do you hang out with in LA now. You're telling me all these people from Boston live out in LA? I didn't even know.
No, who?
No, but they live in the West Coast, you said.
Well, T.O. Double's in Northern California now.
Yeah.
And then that's it. Chris is in, my friend, Chris that I played baseball with,
Yeah.
he's in Chicago.
Yeah, but then you're telling me Pete Fisher lives in Fort Myers. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Pete wants me putting that out there to the 17
Okay,
people
they don't
we have
know.
live.
They don't know. They won't know. That.
Yeah, he lives here.
Wow.
But I don't know anyone. There's not a ton of people. There's some other people from Stoneham, but you wouldn't know them. They were younger or older.
Yeah.
But no, I just hang out with my family.
And then the wild part is your cousin and I played indoor hockey in the freaking garage from like literally 5 years old to like 10 years old every day.
Dude, you want the other wilder part? That cousin, Amy,
Yeah.
she's in liquor. She has her own distillery.
Steve told me they make liquor now.
Yeah.
No, she's got her own.
And so do you.
And so did I.
That's unbelievable.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was just out in LA with her husband, and I introduced her to a couple, because I have a lot of friends in the restaurant business.
Okay.
You know, a couple that are very successful, and I got her introduced to one of them, you know, that way.
And Steven does well. He's got the commissary kind of business. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
of course.
Unbelievable. Marge and Alan, my good friend, their parents growing
The
up.
greatest two
Love
human
them
beings
forever.
in the world.
Oh my god.
The most honest people ever.
Right?
Alan, before I moved to LA, took me out to dinner, and like one of the greatest like dinners I've ever had, like heart to heart about like what I was about to embark on and stuff like
Wow.
that. Yeah.
Such good people. Such
Yeah.
good people. 2 doors down.
2 doors down.
2 doors down from my house.
So
Our
crazy.
whole life. Unbelievable. Then they moved. And it's just, Steve and I used to continue to race cars all the way through college.
What do you mean? So you were that dude who had like ground effects?
Yeah.
What were you driving in high school? Like a Camaro?
Yeah, Turbo Trans Am, GTA.
Yeah, that's Trans Am.
White on white.
White on white.
White rims, everything, dude. It was great. And all the other, Steve had the, oh my God, he had like Mustang after Mustang, and oh, so fun.
Good Lord.
It's a long, it feels
I
like
drove
yesterday.
my mother's Ford Tempo
Did you really?
when she wasn't driving it.
One time, I had my first car was a Mercury Cougar, the 5.0
Yeah, I love
one.
that one.
It was great.
Yeah.
But the thing handled so bad. I literally crashed it like 3 times. And one time I
Oh yeah, I'm
totaled
sure it was the handling of the car.
I
that
totaled
was
the
so
whole
bad.
car in the middle. I was supposed to be at school. I was going to Hampton Beach. We skipped school, and we're
course.
all going to Hampton Beach for the day. And I literally totaled the car on the highway. And I called my dad. I had a cell phone back then. And I called my dad. I go, Dad, I'm looking at 128 traffic. Don't freak out. I'm fine. The car is completely totaled, but I don't know what to do because I'm on one side of the highway and I can't get over. I said the car's totaled and it's smashed across the whole highway, and the highway stopped. Should I get out of the car and go to the other side, like go down the breakdown lane, or what? He's like, oh my God, why aren't you in school? I go, Dad, I told you I'm not in school. I crashed the car. Like,
Dad, I told you I had to deliver
Yeah.
flowers to the Middlesex League. Then I was selling airplanes. Then we're
I
going to
was.
Hampton Beach. I don't know
Yeah.
what to tell you. I'm thinking about opening a fried dough stand there.
Oh my God. So wasn't it great though, going to Hampton Beach?
Yeah, we did like senior skip day there.
Yeah.
And then I was telling you, I did this story on Comedy Central about how I got in this radio contest on Kiss 108 that we were just talking about back
Yes.
there. But the whole reason it happened was because all my buddies and I, we rented a limo to go to Hampton Beach. That's what
Okay.
we would do when we were like freshmen and sophomores.
Right.
We didn't have cars yet.
That's right.
We rented a limo.
You get a limo.
Yeah, and so the limo broke down on the way home, and they said, we'll give you another limo next week for free. And so I was going to go up early to meet that girl that I knew.
Yeah.
And that's when I was walking up to the square in Stoneham to get a ride from one of the delivery guys at My Brother's Place Pizza that I ran into the Kiss 108 van and
Yeah.
got into the radio contest. That's how it all
Oh my
happened because of
And then
Hampton
we
Beach.
had another connection through Kiss 108. I won't exactly explain it on air, but I had a very close friend who had a connection at Kiss 108, and that was very interesting too. So we had also that in common.
What was that?
That's one that we can't talk about on
Okay,
air.
yeah.
Because I don't want to, like,
Yeah, I have
don't
no.
wanna say
I don't
something
remember
that
what.
didn't
That's
work.
you right there.
That was pretty much.
Firebird.
Yeah. That's how it was. But back then, that was cool.
First of all, no, it wasn't.
Yeah, I thought it was.
There were still like subgenres of cool in high school.
Right.
You know, how many kids were in your high school graduating class?
I don't know. Was it 400?
See, yeah, like Stoneham was a much smaller town.
Yeah.
We had 180 kids in our class.
Oh wow, yeah.
So like, the Mike Landis of the world.
Yeah.
Driving Mustangs.
Right, of course.
Mike was like, there was a small group of kids that were driving tricked out cars like that.
That was part of my little crew. That's how Mike and I always hung out.
So amazing.
Yeah. Mikey and
Mike Landis used to go with his older brother and then another one of their friends, and they would park their car in the highway, and they would sit in the back of their car, and they would each have a sign that would say Mike and then the brother and his friend with their phone number. Just trying to find chicks.
So did you get chicks?
Yeah.
That's hysterical.
That is so Boston.
That
like,
is so Boston right there. Oh my gosh.
That was like...
Was that on in front of Kelly's Roast Beef?
Yeah, I mean...
At Revere Beach.
Yeah, or well, remember when they put that Kelly's in Saugus?
Yeah,
Then it was
that
like...
was
and
big.
they were open late, bro.
Big time.
That was
time.
huge.
That was a game changer.
I mean, you swing by the D&D, get a culotta.
Right.
And
But
then
that still wasn't the best. The best was, we talked about it earlier, Billy's in Wakefield.
Billy's roast beef. So.
There's nothing better.
No, it was the best.
It was amazing. But what did they have in Stoneham? It was Liberty Bell.
Oh, we had the bell, bro.
But didn't you guys have like yours? You could have got one on like a big sub roll or something at Liberty Bell.
I don't know. I was like when I would go to Liberty Bell, I was getting fried clams.
Oh, you were doing the bellies.
Yeah.
Yeah, whole bellies.
Always doing the bellies.
Oh.
Whenever I go home, it's like, am I getting a lobster roll, or am I getting belly clams, or am I getting both?
There's a place down here that has, I don't know when the last time you had a real lobster roll is, but we have a guy, Captain Doug's, and he's from Maine. Legit, real deal, whole belly clams, lobster rolls, everything.
Yeah.
Right next to the hotel where you're at.
Oh, all right.
It's literally like 4 minutes away.
Well, see, I used to go to this guy. When I was in Connecticut a couple weeks ago, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get a lobster roll, and I just don't like I don't like the hot with the butter. I want it cold with mayo.
Yeah, he gives you both options. But where did that ever come from? From us, that's not a thing, right?
No, yeah.
That's
but
not a thing.
We got Cousin's Maine Lobster out in L.A.
But this blows it away.
Oh, I'm sure. Hey,
Cousins is the truck, right?
yes, but
We
they also
one
have
of
brick
those
and
here.
mortars. Oh, okay, yeah.
We just got one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But no, not as good.
I still like them. I still like them.
But I think you forgot. We'll bring you back. I'm gonna bring you back
what
to the
sucks
roots.
is my grandparents lived in Essex, so they were always having lobster rolls at their house. But when I was a kid, I was like, I don't eat lobster. The only like seafood I eat would be like fish sticks from Gordon's.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I know, because you didn't
Because I
understand
was a
it back
dumb
then.
kid. Yeah.
What about the McDonald's in the summer that sells lobster rolls? Do they still do that?
I don't know. I don't live back here.
Remember they used to do that?
Yeah, of course. I'm pretty sure
I
they
tell
do.
people that, and they're like, no, McDonald's has lobster rolls. I'm like, and it was a real lobster roll.
They don't believe me either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a real thing,
Yeah.
right? Guys, this is the Captain's Log. Jay Larson's my guest. Hometown hero, just finding all this out. So amazing. Tune in. We got more shows coming your way all week. But guess what? Go see Jay at Off the Hook Comedy Club. Use promo code JLJW. I'm going to give you free tickets. 5 people right now. Tonight through Sunday, Jay Larson. And thanks, man. I can't believe this. Amazing. Great to have him.